Hey, welcome back to the channel. And guys, today we want to revisit Bit.tube. We had talked a little bit about Bit.tube, and Bit.tube was this YouTube-like site that used like a YouTube alternative, but it's cryptocurrency. And it has a very similar look to the YouTube interface and its video hosting. So BitTube had been performing quite well since its introduction into the cryptocurrency space and has continued to do so. I recall when I first was aware of BitTube, I think back in August, it was around 3 cents, had a market cap of about $2.5 million. And today, that market cap three times that, and is continually to grow. And my thoughts, my opinion is that it is possible that it will be able to capture a pretty large share of these video hosting or marketing platforms. So I think a company like BitTube is set to be a premier one of these such sites, and I think that it has a great opportunity for growth going forward, where it can be a coin that performs quite well. And so BitTube has continued on seemingly a steady growth rate since August, and with a lot of big plans to happen in 2019. So it was a bit quiet with BitTube, and I was still kind of just participating with BitTube and letting them grow, letting the membership grow, and their projects and plans that are scheduled to take place, come into fruition as they did. But as of recently, yesterday to be exact, I happened to be in the Discord channel, and I received information from the CEO of BitTube there that they were releasing their referral program that will be set to happen this coming up this Saturday, I believe. Now, as you look at the scheduling of BitTube, it looks like here back in August they had talked about releasing this referral program, and I guess it didn't happen. Sometimes, with coins there is delays and setbacks. We know that very well, and so it looks like the August thing didn't happen. We're in November now, but it looks like, according to the CEO, this will probably happen this coming Saturday, and I thought that was very exciting news. Why I think this is going to be very paramount to what's going on with BitTube is that, looking at BitTube and from what I'm seeing with BitTube, it looks like it has the components to be a mass adopted token. It's very simple. It's familiar to what a lot of people have already been using YouTube, and so let's talk a little bit about that. Why I think this is so key and why I think this is so important. The transition to cryptocurrency is not an easy one. And if you can set up your cryptocurrency to be almost identical to things billions of people use every day, then my thoughts on that is that you're going to have a very much easier transition. Another thing that I find to be true about BitTube is when I tell people about BitTube, they get excited, and that's one test I use for if a coin is going to be, it's going to have the urgency and the attention to mass adopt, and if people are even going to want to mass adopt it, because what happens in a lot of cases is the investment that it takes and the amount of energy it takes to switch from a way of doing things to come over into another type of area to learn it and to start utilizing it. It requires a big investment from people. And I know a lot of people go, well, oh, no, it's not that hard. They just need to do this. From a developer standpoint, it may seem that way. It might just seem like Um, it's just it's as easy as they can think up these projects that people use it, but no, it doesn't work that way. It is a big investment to people because we live in a society now where everything is so easy and comes at the touch of a button. And in many cases, people aren't going to go the extra mile to learn things. A lot of people are set in their ways. They're just going to continue on the path they're on. And if you're offering them a little bit of money, that's not going to be enough to drive them out of their habits. In fact, the opposite, I think, is true. I know cases where people would rather just pay you extra money to make things easier for them. So that's I think the mindset of the masses going into things like this. So BitTube, because it has this YouTube-like interface, because when you sign on there, you have an online wallet that's already available to you just by you pushing a button. You don't have to download anything. You don't have to do any type of any type of syncing or any type of waiting or anything. It just happens, right? And so this is very easy for people to use. And again, many of them are already using YouTube, looking for YouTube alternatives. And this just kind of melds and meshes into this easy to use platform with a use case that happens to be a cryptocurrency, right? So all that part was great, and we had talked about that earlier, right? And we had discussed that in earlier videos about why BitTube could be a great coin, why it was so easy for it to be a mass adoptive coin, as well as a coin with some of the highest amounts of wallets in the cryptocurrency space. All these things are very true. I think BitTube does have over 2 million users right now. I see no reason why BitTube can't have like 50 million users. So what was the hold up with BitTube, and why am I more excited about BitTube now than before? Well, as I had mentioned, I think much of the marketing and much of the going forward with BitTube was going to happen in 2019. But given this announcement earlier this week, or from my hearing yesterday from the CEO, that they're releasing this referral program that'll be ready on Saturday, I thought that was a good move, because what I'm finding about BitTube is if they feel there is some type of issue or problem, if there is a type of dying down of the the hype around BitTube or the momentum of BitTube, it does seem to me that they have these plans of entry where they come in and they're able to motivate us once again. I think that's very important, guys. I think it's important that when you get people talking about your project, that if it's at all possible, keep them talking about your project. Don't ever let it die down if at all possible. And so BitTube looks like to me they have a way of doing it. But let's talk about this referral program, and let's talk about why I think it's going to be so important, so very important. And we're going to talk a little bit about that versus development and what's going on. So, many of you who have listened to my channel, you know that marketing is so important in my view. I hear all the talk about development, but your community, having a large community and the marketing around that, I can't stress the importance of that. Some businesses spend about half their marketing budget or half their revenues on marketing. When you're looking at television, when you're on the internet, you're always bombarded by marketing messages, and they don't always come from little known companies that you don't know much about. A lot of marketing comes from big companies, right? Big, already established, popular companies. So if marketing wasn't so important, why would these huge established companies still have to constantly bombard us with marketing? Various things like that. They want to remain relevant, and they want us to understand that they have products that we need and remind us of that, so that we can continue to add to their revenue, but remain relevant and let us know the products are there, as that's the only way they can do it, right? So the other half of this, what we get a lot in the cryptocurrency says, oh no, you just build this great technology and you build it and they come. And so that's been some of the conversation with Bit.tube, that just keep working on the development. Now here's my thoughts. Where I do agree that you always got to work on develop your products, absolutely, that's a no brainer. You've got to have products people can actually use, and various things like that. But Bit.tube, I've watched it since August be this platform that would take a long time to load. Reminds you of the early version of YouTube, as we had discussed. It would take a long time for it to load. And you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this. Well, it's been great improvements since then. Over the months, it's been tremendous improvements to where I'm at many times of the day, I'm watching Bit.tube videos, and it doesn't feel any different from watching YouTube videos. It's loading fairly well. Again, being in the cryptocurrency space, we do understand this video hosting technology. It has been very troublesome, and that's across the board. It's not like you're going from one video hosting platform on blockchain, and with this technology, and you're finding that it's significantly superior to the next. No, it's pretty much in the same ballpark. But Bit.tube has made tremendous advancements in that area, right? Technology wise. So it's doing a lot better with the loading, the quality of the videos, and various things like that. But besides that, me personally believing there's been this big technological jump with Bit.tube. Let's go and expand into some what else Bit.tube's just around the corner releasing. Might be just a few weeks out. And some of you probably already know about it. I don't think I got a chance to cover it yet, but Bit.tube's going to release modules for websites, not just videos hosting sites, but also regular websites where there'll be attention based, and you can earn airtime anywhere on the internet. You can earn airtime, right? Any website owner who places this module on his website, he will earn tube coins when he gets visitors, and vice versa. The users will earn. So it won't just be your earning off of airtime on the video hosting platform section. You will also earn from whatever website that you visit that is running this Bit.tube module, right? So in a sense, this is a method to monetize the entire internet, if you will. It's going across the board. All social media, all things you do online now has the possibility to be monetized within the economy of tube coins. And I just can't stress the value of that, guys, if implemented correctly on the road to mass adoption. And Bit.tube is basically seem to have the keys to how to accomplish that. So hearing all this, and I've known about this for months now, hearing all of this, I said, well, this is just awesome. The only thing seemingly missing is nobody knows about Bit.tube hardly. There is like zero marketing, and I know this because when I talk to many people, they don't know about Bit.tube, but they get very excited when I tell them the concept of Bit.tube and how they can earn money and some of the projects and plans they can implement into Bit.tube. So I say it's just a crying shame that they haven't got their marketing strategy together, right? So it looks like this is all gonna change here coming up around the corner here Saturday. And so let's talk a little bit of how this thing is gonna work. And I was looking for a diagram, a picture of how the app is, as it hasn't been released yet, but kind of think in similar terms of what you're going to get with what's happening also within the tipping structures of social media, like what we're getting with Redcoin and what Tron's doing now, where people can send you tubes through your social media. they can gift you tokens, and you get this message across your social media how to set up a wallet and collect your tokens, even if you don't have a wallet. So Tube has also implemented that tipping system where they're able to do that as well. So that means that people who don't even know about tubes, they can receive messages how to easily collect tubes across their social media, and everybody's going to be able to do that. And so obviously that's important to getting more wallets. But in addition to that, coming to the main part of the video, and that's the referral program. How will it work? Well, it will work quite simple in a very similar format where you invite people out. You can invite across their social media platforms. And whenever they join, you get 5 tokens through your referral link. Right, so it looks like you're going to get about 5 Tube coins, which is right now, Tube is running anywhere from about 8 cents to 10 cents. So you're looking at anywhere from 40 to 50 cents a referral in Tube coins, which I think is awesome. So let's think a moment about, with this referral plan going out and everybody able to link people and tell their friends, we already know with a system like this, people are going to be registering, signing up left and right. And I can see Tube quickly swell up to about 50 million accounts, becoming the biggest wallet in cryptocurrency history. And I believe that's going to happen quite fast now that they're releasing this referral program. Now, why has been a delay on this referral program release? Honestly, my concerns with it probably has been the system structure. And I'm not a technical person. I'm not a technician in that way to know that. But a lot of times, every time I see people kind of holding up their marketing and referral programs, but they have an awesome project and there's a lot of value in it, many times they're concerned about the impact on the platform. And so my concern has been with me has been that about Bit.tube, will this, create a lot of problems? And whether it will or not, what does seem clear is at this point in time, Bit.tube is going to release this referral program coming out this Saturday. And I do believe that it's going to be a significant turning point in what's going on with Bit.tube, because I think there are going to be a lot of wallets and a lot of users on Bit.tube. Now, my personal view on how social networks work, and this is pretty much just geared towards social networks, not so much, geared toward other platforms and the values. But anytime you're dealing with a social media network, my first view on that is the growth, the how many what's your user base. The growth rate is the most important part of that. I tend to focus more on that, who's using your network, who wants to use it, than what the price of the coin is. So whether or not a large amount of people using Tube will cause the price to drop or cause the price to go up, in my mind's view and my calculation is that as the user base grows exponentially and you get all these people holding Tube wallets and using Tubes and trading Tubes, the value of Tubes is going to pick up, and the price will catch up. And so I think that's what's going to happen with that. But on the course of mass adoption, I think our first main focus should be getting as many people into the cryptocurrency space as possible, worrying about the money portion later, because when everybody knows about this and start using this, it's going to be, in my view, a self-correcting situation. And so I'm excited to hear Bit.tube go ahead and taking that leap. Better late than never. I think it's the right move. I think we want Bit.tube to stay very relevant. We want people to come over and start using it, and for them to do that, Yes, it's going to take some marketing. We need to let people know about it. I'm not a big believer in you build it and people just pop up and show up. I don't believe that. I think it takes a little more to that than that. But guys, that's all I want to say about Bit.tube, its road to mass adoption. Why I think it's a very great candidate, one of the best right now for that happening, for some of the obvious reasons I've given. But guys, anyway, that's all I want to say right now. Guys, if you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to my Bit.tube channel. A link will be available in the description so you can start earning tubes while you're even watching this video. So, good idea to go over and watch it on Bit.tube as well. Until next time, guys, take care.